Before we dive in, I need to give a huge thank you and shout out to Bro Giovanni. As a small channel, every comment and like really matters, and your consistent support and appreciation keeps me motivated to keep making videos. With that, let's continue.
The black water rune trembled slightly, releasing a peculiar message. Lin Moyu's soul sensed the information from the black water rune and suddenly understood what he needed to do. He had to choose between the ancient rune and the swordsman. Either help the swordsman break the ancient rune or help the ancient rune destroy the swordsman. Lin Moyu didn't take long to decide. He chose to help the ancient rune and destroy the swordsman. There wasn't any special reason. It was because, in that illusionary scene, the swordsman had shown killing intent towards him. Lin Moyu knew how the other party had discovered him. Even though it was just an illusionary scene and he was merely an observer, the swordsman had still noticed him. But none of that mattered. What mattered was that the other party wanted to kill him. For someone who wanted to kill him, Lin Moyu had only one response: to kill them back. In a situation where he had to choose one of two options, Lin Moyu didn't need to hesitate. He would naturally choose to kill the swordsman. After all, his original goal was to clear the secret realm and obtain the ancient rune. Whether for himself or for the human race, he would do the same. Let's see how strong a drop of blood from an ancient powerhouse is. Lin Moyu knew that the gap between himself and the ancient powerhouse was vast, but after all, the other party was just a drop of blood. With a light touch of his finger, the undying flame burned fiercely. Stellar level spell, Summon Skeleton King. A new color appeared in the sky as the skeleton throne emerged from the undying flame. The 10,000-meter tall Skeleton King sat on the throne, stood up, and grasped its sword in one fluid motion. To be safe, Lin Moyu activated his origin spell. Origin spell, Strengthen Soldiers. The Skeleton King's strength didn't change, but its damage increased tenfold. Facing an ancient powerhouse, even if it was just a drop of blood, it was better to be cautious. The appearance of the origin spell brought about a peculiar aura. It seemed to come from the oldest times, very faint, almost imperceptible unless carefully sensed. Lin Moyu couldn't sense this ancient aura until he reached the other shore realm. He didn't think there was anything wrong with it. The origin spell came from the source bird, said to be a divine bird born at the beginning of the world. The history of the origin spell was so ancient that it couldn't be traced. So having some ancient aura was normal. But just as the origin spell was activated, the swordsman suddenly raised his head and looked over. His gaze was extremely cold, devoid of any emotion. He stared coldly at the Skeleton King and suddenly uttered in a hoarse voice, "Power of origin." His voice was extremely unpleasant, like torn cloth, hoarse beyond measure. A blood-red light shot out from the swordsman, rushing towards the end of the world, destination unknown. The moment the blood-red light appeared, the swordsman fell silent, and all the ancient rune's attacks were blocked by the blood-red light. Lin Moyu's heart skipped a beat, and he had a bad premonition. Accompanied by bursts of Buddhist chants, the Lich of the Buddha Kingdom appeared beside him. True sight. He used true sight to see what would happen in the future. The future scene was a sea of blood. An incredibly terrifying ancient sword tore through the sky, slashing down. He had no power to resist and instantly became a soul under the sword. No, his soul wasn't destroyed. Not only was his soul not destroyed, but even his blood remained intact. His soul and blood were bound by the ancient sword, heading to an unknown place. The future scene ended there, and Lin Moyu broke out in a cold sweat. He recognized that sword. It was the ancient swordsman's sword. How did it come here? Could it be that he is still alive, having lived from ancient times to the present? Lin Moyu couldn't understand such an existence and had no time to ponder it. His heart raced, and the Skeleton King swung the god-slaying sword at the swordsman shrouded in blood light. At the same time, Lin Moyu activated his second origin spell, Gather Power. He didn't dare to be careless. He had to give it his all. His aura surged, breaking through to the god-sovereign realm. In less than a second, his aura reached its peak, god-sovereign 4th rank. Strengthen Soldiers was also effective on himself. At this moment, Lin Moyu's combat power surpassed that of the Skeleton King. A bone sword appeared in his hand, from the Skeleton General. He poured all the belief power he had accumulated recently into it. God-slaying sword. Lin Moyu followed closely behind the Skeleton King, slashing out with his sword. Two sword lights, one after the other, exploded on the swordsman. The god-slaying sword was unstoppable, and the blood light couldn't block it. The sword light tore the swordsman apart, and his body exploded. The blood light that soared to the sky began to dissipate. Lin Moyu breathed a sigh of relief but didn't let his guard down, using true sight again. The future scene reflected in his mind. The sea of blood surged with giant waves, and the seawater became clear and transparent. The ocean lost its color, and all the blood gathered in the air, forming a drop of blood. This drop of blood shot towards the sky at an astonishing speed and disappeared. A few seconds later, the sky was torn apart by the ancient sword again. The scene ended there, and Lin Moyu broke out in a cold sweat again. This wasn't over. In the ancient rune world, there wasn't just one drop of blood but two. One drop turned the ocean into a sea of blood, infiltrating the first stage of the secret realm. The other drop became the swordsman, fighting the ancient rune and holding it back. Lin Moyu instantly understood the cause and effect. The blood-red maple leaves were released by the maple forest secret realm itself. They were actually maple leaves polluted by the ancient swordsman's blood. In the eyes of the ancient rune, these blood-red maple leaves were like parasites that needed to be cleaned out in time. If they accumulated, they would pose a threat. Sending out these blood-red maple leaves was actually reducing the degree of blood pollution. So every time the secret realm opened, it was the ancient rune saving itself. Lin Moyu finally understood. Although the ancient rune had no intelligence, it had a self-preservation instinct, just like how it would actively evolve worlds. Lin Moyu turned around and flew towards the sea of blood. The sea of blood was boiling, and its color was becoming clear. The blood within it was gathering. There is only one chance. I must destroy it the moment it forms. In the future scene, the blood would pause for about 0.5 seconds after forming. After 0.5 seconds, it would fly away at an astonishing speed to an unknown place. By then, he wouldn't be able to stop it and would only await death. So everything had to be done within 0.5 seconds. 0.5 seconds was not short for Lin Moyu. He could do many things in that time. The key was that the blood would form far from his current position. The secret realm was vast, and even if he flew at full speed, he might not make it in time. Even if he couldn't make it, he had to try. It was a matter of life and death, and there was no other choice. The wings of the undead spread, and he poured his soul power into them without regard for the cost. Since the appearance of the Lich of Light speed, Lin Moyu hadn't done this. Flying at 150,000 kilometers per second was already fast enough, just slightly slower than a god sovereign. But now, it wasn't enough. 150,000 kilometers per second was far from sufficient. He had to be faster, or he would die. He could have the skeleton general or the skeleton king carry him, which would be fast but still not enough. Now he could only rely on the wings of the undead, driven by his other shore realm soul power without regard for the cost. Lin Moyu remembered that the space law had appeared at that time. Only the space law could make it in time. With the soul power of the other shore realm and the soul power of the god sovereign 4th rank, the wings of the undead displayed unprecedented speed. The wings of the undead emitted a peculiar light, as if lightning was flowing through them. A huge rift was torn in the space before Lin Moyu, and he plunged into it. Lin Moyu had once been taken through space by Yu Qingru. Yu Qingru mastered the laws of space and used them to traverse space. The feeling was different from using a teleportation array and also different from his current method of traversing space. When Yu Qingru traversed space, it felt effortless and natural, as if she could go wherever she wanted. The teleportation array, on the other hand, felt rigid, as it was fixed-point teleportation. His current method was more like violently breaking through space, charging through recklessly. Although the goal was similar, it was very cumbersome. Lin Moyu crashed into a space rift, and a second later, he suddenly emerged 1 billion kilometers away. Crossing 1 billion kilometers in 1 second was much faster than flying. Lin Moyu's entire body sparked with lightning. After a second, he tore through space again and crashed into it. Again and again, Lin Moyu approached his destination at an astonishing speed. His soul power was being consumed rapidly, and even the talent giant tree couldn't replenish it fast enough. Faster, faster, Lin Moyu urged himself. The seawater below became increasingly clear, with less and less blood, and it was decreasing at an alarming rate. The moment the seawater became completely clear was when the blood drop would condense and form. That 0.5 seconds was a matter of life and death for Lin Moyu. Time passed second by second, and Lin Moyu got closer and closer to his destination, but his heart kept sinking. He realized he might not make it in time. He had already given his all, and his soul power was almost exhausted. The state of his origin spell was also difficult to maintain. At this moment, the blazing sun high in the sky suddenly shot down billions of sharp arrows. A corner of the ancient rune in the sun glowed, and the billions of sharp arrows continuously poured into the sea. The sea surface surged with huge waves, and the retreating blood suddenly stagnated, slowing down its gathering speed. Seeing this, Lin Moyu was overjoyed and pursued with all his might. The ancient rune was helping him. The ancient rune had no consciousness or wisdom, but it had instincts. Lin Moyu had just eliminated the swordsman, making the ancient rune acknowledge him. It instinctively felt that what Lin Moyu was doing would also benefit itself. Since the blood wanted to retreat, it would stop it. Even if it couldn't completely stop it, it could at least delay it for a while. A few seconds of delay was a matter of life and death for Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu tore through space with all his might and finally reached his destination. The blood was gathering here, forming a huge vortex on the sea surface. The closer to the center, the deeper the color of the blood sea. The farther away, the clearer the seawater. Lin Moyu breathed a sigh of relief. I made it. At this moment, he felt utterly exhausted. His soul power was completely depleted, and his energy and spirit had dropped significantly, making him feel like he wanted to sleep forever. In this state, other cultivators would be unable to fight, but Lin Moyu was used to it. The origin spell was about to disappear, and Lin Moyu used all his strength to push his realm to the 5th rank of the God Sovereign. Bang! His soul collapsed. A flash of purple light, the talent activated, and the collapsed soul was instantly reorganized and reborn. The exhausted soul power also returned to its peak state. With a flick of his finger, the undying flame burned fiercely, and the Skeleton King appeared in the air. At the same time, 2 origin spells were ready, waiting for the blood drop to fully condense. From not having enough time to waiting, Lin Moyu had helped the ancient rune, and the ancient rune had saved his life. Cause and effect, that's how it was. After waiting for 2 seconds, the vortex suddenly accelerated, completing hundreds of times of acceleration in an instant. The seawater outside the vortex became clear and blue in an instant. A drop of blood appeared at the center of the vortex. Now, Lin Moyu's heart moved, and the 2 origin spells were activated simultaneously. The Skeleton King was the first to strike with a sword. A sword light shone on the blood drop. Immediately after, Lin Moyu's aura reached the 4th rank of the God Sovereign, and he also struck with a sword. This time, without the power of belief, the power was weaker than the previous strike. But it was still enough to destroy the blood drop. Under the sword light, the blood drop kept deforming, on the verge of breaking. At this moment, a soul aura suddenly emerged from the blood drop, giving Lin Moyu a creepy feeling. He felt as if he was being watched. This blood drop is different. There's a trace of a soul inside. The soul is awakening. There was no need to think. Lin Moyu immediately took out the soul-shooting bow. He poured all his soul power into it and shot arrow after arrow. At this moment, there could be no hesitation. Any delay could lead to danger. No one knew what kind of means these ancient powerhouses had. They were too terrifying and strange. Lin Moyu didn't dare to gamble. The soul-shooting bow fired arrow after arrow, and the blood drop kept deforming under the attack of the soul arrows. The Skeleton King also continuously attacked the blood drop. Facing the giant bone sword, the blood drop seemed so small. But it was incredibly resilient and refused to break. However, under the continuous attacks, the blood drop lost the possibility of escaping, being firmly trapped and unable to break through the void. Unless it could hold out until Lin Moyu's power was completely exhausted, but Lin Moyu wouldn't give it the chance. Lin Moyu multitasked, summoning the skeleton god generals. In an instant, the sky was filled with countless skeleton god generals, numbering in the millions. Whether useful or not, the skeleton god generals swung their white bone swords, carrying the power of the bone law and the undead law, striking the blood drop. Whether it was the undead law corroding the soul or the soul-shooting bow killing the soul, Lin Moyu didn't know. He only knew that in just 2 seconds, he had shot over 100 arrows, and his soul power was once again exhausted. The blood drop finally shattered, and the trace of the soul inside was annihilated with a scream. Finally done, Lin Moyu breathed a sigh of relief, his heart trembling as he used true sight for the 3rd time. Amidst the Buddhist chants, the future scene was reflected back. This time, there were no unexpected events, and he didn't die. Only then did Lin Moyu truly relax, knowing that it was really over and he had once again escaped death. True sight had once again proven its worth. Lin Moyu felt that the true role of the elemental lich might not necessarily be in combat. Sometimes, in support roles, the elemental lich's value was even greater. Lin Moyu murmured, the elemental lich has 10 slots. The Buddha lich can't be replaced, so there are actually 9 flexible slots left. If there's a chance, I should find some special materials to create more special liches like the Buddha lich. Compared to straightforward combat liches, they might be more valuable. And now that I've reached the God Sovereign realm, I should really understand the laws of space. With the laws of space, I can move freely and be much safer. Looking at the clear sea, with the smell of blood gone, Lin Moyu felt at ease. He leisurely ascended into the sky, flying towards the blazing sun. Next, he would collect the runes and clear the maple forest secret realm. Without using the wings of the undead or the laws of time, he flew for half a day before finally returning to the blazing sun. He saw the corner of the ancient rune again. But now, there was something new on the ancient rune, a small grass with maple leaves. The small maple leaf grass grew on the corner of the ancient rune, swaying gently in the wind as if greeting Lin Moyu. It seemed to have shed a layer of shackles, becoming much more lively. Lin Moyu sensed a kind of spirituality from it. Although it had not yet reached the level of wisdom, it indeed possessed spirituality. It's a natural spiritual material. The small grass should be some kind of rare treasure, inherently precious. Now that it had gained spirituality, it became even more valuable. Chirp. A crisp sound echoed in the soul world. The infinite fusion spell star descended from its high position, flying down to the soul body. It acted like a pet begging for food, circling the soul body and making chirping sounds, constantly trying to please the soul body. The soul body naturally understood its intention. You want this small grass, right? If so, circle around 3 times. The infinite fusion spell star immediately circled the soul body 3 times, no more, no less, perfectly. Lin Moyu smiled. All right, I'll find a way to get it for you. How could such a spiritual small grass appear in a world evolved from ancient runes? It was indeed a strange occurrence. However, this was not important. What was important was how to obtain the ancient rune now. Recalling previous secret realms, the ancient rune would inevitably harbor hostility towards him. Only by overcoming the challenges evolved by the ancient rune could he pass through. But now, this ancient rune clearly did not regard him as an enemy. Yet, he couldn't look directly at it. Just a glance had caused his recently recovered soul power to drain by 1/3. Squinting his eyes, he looked at the small maple leaf grass. What a situation. In the soul world, infinite fusion acted like a pet that had been hungry for several days, eagerly waiting. After thinking for a moment, Lin Moyu extended a strand of soul power towards the ancient rune. Since he couldn't look at it, he would try to contact it with soul power. As soon as the soul power touched the ancient rune, a powerful force swept over. The ancient rune glowed, and through the soul power, it transmitted a vast amount of illusionary power to Lin Moyu. Countless illusions appeared before Lin Moyu's eyes. Chaotic scenes emerged, including the transfer ceremony, various dungeons, the divine summer tower, the white god courtyard, his 4 beloved wives, and his teacher. The power of the illusion was pervasive, infiltrating the soul world, trying to drag his soul into the illusionary world. Lin Moyu was prepared for this. This secret realm was related to illusions, and he had always been ready. My life is mine to control. My soul, no one can interfere. Retreat. The soul body declared, and the voice echoed like thunder in the soul world, deafening. The talent giant tree extended countless branches, whipping through the soul world. The power of the illusion was formless, but it could still be scattered by the talent giant tree. The 9-colored dragon soul roared, dispersing the illusion and simultaneously absorbing much of its power. The power of the illusion, after being transformed by the dragon soul, turned into soul power, feeding back to Lin Moyu. The soul shooting bow appeared in the soul body's hand, and arrows were shot, exploding in midair. Lin Moyu declared sovereignty in his soul world. This is my world. No one is allowed to give orders here. If you want me to enter the illusion, it must be of my own will. The power of the ancient rune's illusion was shattered and quickly retreated. It seems a bit too easy. The ancient rune went easy on me. Lin Moyu was clear-minded. Given the completeness of the ancient rune in this maple forest secret realm, its illusionary power should be several times stronger than that of the Black Rain secret realm. His soul power hadn't increased much, and the pressure he should have endured should far exceed that of the Black Rain secret realm. But now, it was so easily repelled, without any counterattack. The ancient rune had gone easy on him. Lin Moyu was very sure of this. The power of the illusion retreated like a tide, but the soul connection between Lin Moyu and the ancient rune was not severed. Immediately, another peculiar force surged from the ancient rune. Lin Moyu had felt this force several times before. It was the force of acknowledgement. The ancient rune acknowledged Lin Moyu, equivalent to passing the test. This time, Lin Moyu did not resist and openly accepted this force. The entire process was completed in silence. Lin Moyu and the ancient rune had a perfect cooperation. The scene before his eyes changed, and Lin Moyu felt his soul and body separate again. His soul stepped into the passage of time and space, flying towards an unknown era. He had experienced this in the Black Rain secret realm, so he was not flustered. He was about to see scenes from the ancient era again, to see the powerful and terrifying ancient giant and the mysterious ancient swordsman once more. The scenes changed rapidly, creating a sense of temporal confusion. After a dozen seconds, the world before him suddenly froze. The familiar starry sky belonged to the divine city star domain. 2 terrifying auras clashed in the starry sky, shattering the stars and breaking the constellations. The battle shattered the entire Divine City star domain. Lin Moyu was horrified. This is the true power of the strong. The aftermath of their battle alone is enough to destroy an entire star domain. Even an army of billions of god sovereigns would be like clay chickens and pottery dogs before them. The gap in realm and level is truly insurmountable. The giant and the swordsman, two terrifying beings from the ancient era, were fighting fiercely. The ancient rune on the giant's body flashed, and each strike could evolve a world, with flames dancing and ice filling the sky. The swordsman was much simpler, wielding his sword with blood-red sword energy, each strike causing damage to the giant. The giant's flesh was cut into pieces, turning into incomplete ancient runes, floating in the starry sky. It seemed the giant was at a disadvantage, but suddenly, the giant seized an opportunity and grabbed the swordsman. With a powerful squeeze, the swordsman exploded into a cloud of blood mist. The blood mist reassembled in the air, once again forming the swordsman's shape, seemingly unscathed. However, Lin Moyu could see that the swordsman was injured. Some of the blood and flesh did not return, scattered in the starry sky. The swordsman seemed enraged, his entire body bursting with blood energy, dyeing the vast starry sky red. Countless sword energies were unleashed, filling the star domain with sword energy. Lin Moyu's soul trembled, and his vision blurred. He found himself once again stepping into the passage of time and space. A sense of weakness washed over his soul, as if he had been attacked. Was I killed? Regaining his senses, Lin Moyu felt a lingering fear. The swordsman's attack could indeed harm him. If the swordsman had wanted to kill him last time, he could have done so. At this moment, Lin Moyu was puzzled. What he saw, was it real or historical? For a moment, he felt a temporal confusion, unable to distinguish between reality and illusion. After a dozen seconds in the passage of time and space, the world before him froze again. It was still the Divine City star domain, but the battle had ended, and numerous runes had exploded, scattering across the star domain. The star domain had been completely shattered, with stars destroyed. But because of the presence of the runes, the star domain did not appear desolate. Instead, it looked somewhat beautiful. The ancient rune began to evolve the secret realm. At this moment, Lin Moyu saw the ancient rune of the Maple Forest secret realm, evolving the Maple Forest secret realm. Coincidentally, 2 drops of fresh blood flew over and fell into the evolving Maple Forest secret realm. The blood belonged to the ancient swordsman, containing astonishing power that even time could not erase. Lin Moyu now fully understood where the 2 drops of the swordsman's blood came from. So, the result of that great battle was that the swordsman won. If the ancient giant had won, these ancient runes would definitely have been reclaimed. But the ancient giant not only didn't reclaim the ancient runes but also left a severed finger here. The ancient giant should have been defeated but not killed. The swordsman should also have been seriously injured. Otherwise, he wouldn't have let his blood spill out. For beings of that level, whether it was blood or ancient runes, they were rare treasures and would never be left to scatter. The most likely scenario is that both sides were severely injured. Lin Moyu felt that his guess was probably correct. But countless years had passed, and neither of these top-tier powerhouses had appeared again. They let the ancient runes evolve into secret realms and allowed the blood drops to scatter here without coming to reclaim them. Who knows what happened afterward? Time passed quickly, and the secret realm evolved at a rate of a second per 10,000 years, reaching its end. One secret realm after another took shape, making the starry sky more prosperous. The great world had its own rules, and after countless years, this desolate starry sky became prosperous again. Large fragments recombined into planets, and under pressure, these planets ignited, turning back into stars. This is. Lin Moyu suddenly saw a star. This star was gray and white, a familiar strange star. The strange star had not been destroyed in the great battle and remained intact. Seeing the strange star, Lin Moyu's pupils contracted. The appearance of the strange star here indicated one thing: the history of the strange star was older than that of the 2 ancient powerhouses. Moreover, the strange star had not been destroyed by either of them, indicating that its level was absurdly high. And the fact that neither side took the strange star away suggested that they couldn't take it. Lin Moyu even speculated that the reason for their great battle might have been the strange star. If so, then there were still secrets within the strange star that he did not know. There were too many secrets in this world, from small worlds to great worlds, from ancient times to the present. Lin Moyu found that the stronger he became, the more he felt insignificant. There were too many things he couldn't see through or understand. Countless years passed again. At some point, the Divine City star domain became increasingly prosperous. It seemed that cultivators appeared and began to study the secret realms. These cultivators had various appearances and came from different races. They erupted in great battles, seemingly wanting to occupy this star domain. During the battle, the Maple Forest Secret Realm happened to open. Someone was fighting in front of the Maple Forest Secret Realm, and someone died in battle. A seemingly insignificant seed flew into the Maple Forest Secret Realm. The scene ended there, and Lin Moyu's soul stepped into the time-space passage for the third time. His thoughts returned, and Lin Moyu reconnected with his physical body. A few seconds later, his soul officially returned. Returning to his physical body, he felt the real power. The feeling of having a physical body was completely different from not having one. That real touch was something the soul couldn't bring. What I saw, was it real or an illusion? If it was real, what kind of power was it? If it was an illusion, how did the swordsman injure me? Lin Moyu shook his head. Such matters were too far beyond him to understand, so he decided not to think about them. His gaze unconsciously turned to the ancient rune, showing surprise. He found that he could now look directly at the ancient rune. His soul power no longer drained rapidly, and he could look at the ancient rune without any problem. Just like the ancient rune in the Black Rain Secret Realm before. In the next second, the ancient rune turned into a stream of light. Without waiting for Lin Moyu, its owner, to agree, it directly flew into Lin Moyu's soul world. Even the small maple leaf grass on the ancient rune entered the soul world together. Yeah. The soul body opened its eyes, and the first thing it saw was the infinite fusion spell star, which had already flown onto the ancient rune and directly swallowed the small maple leaf grass. That's not good. Lin Moyu felt that as the owner, he had lost his authority. His spell was too self-willed. The small maple leaf grass had spirituality and clearly resisted a few times. But its resistance was too weak, almost like a token resistance. The infinite fusion spell star was like a bandit robbing a bride. After eating the small maple leaf grass, it let out a satisfied "yeah" sound and slowly returned to its domain. It seemed to be full, flying back slowly and even swaying a bit. Lin Moyu watched this scene with some helplessness. The ancient rune of the Maple Forest Secret Realm entered his soul world, making it more lively. While feeling happy, Lin Moyu also thought of a headache-inducing matter. The Maple Forest Secret Realm should be considered cleared, but he had obtained the ancient rune. What would the big shots of the other shore realm think? They had been eagerly waiting for the ancient rune. The reward from the Human Emperor Network was not actually for clearing the secret realm, it was for obtaining the ancient rune after clearing it. Forget it, let's take it one step at a time. If they come to ask, I'll just tell the truth. There's nothing I can do about it. At worst, I won't take the reward. The reward was never as important as the ancient rune, right? At this moment, a familiar giant hand appeared, and the power of the Human Emperor Network began to penetrate the second stage of the secret realm. But the giant hand looked around and couldn't find the ancient rune. In the end, the giant hand had to disappear without a trace. Outside the secret realm, a large number of cultivators appeared. Everyone was almost simultaneously sent out of the secret realm. The originally quiet starry sky instantly became crowded. What happened again? I just went in, and now I'm out again. Can't we play properly? What happened this time? Really, I just found a blood-red maple leaf and didn't even get to pick it. Is it Lin Moyu again? Look, the entrance to the secret realm is closed. Does that mean the secret realm is closed early? What a joke, the secret realm has only been open for at most 10 days. Even if it closes early, it can't be this short. The Golden Avenue formed by 1,000 warships had disappeared. Not only had the Golden Avenue disappeared, but even the entrance to the secret realm had vanished without a trace. The secret realm was indeed gone. Everyone is considered to have completed a Maple Forest Secret Realm task and is rewarded with 100 Divine City merit points. At this moment, everyone received a reminder from the Human Emperor Network. Someone seemed to realize something and immediately communicated with the Human Emperor Network to check the announcement. Sure enough, there was a brand new announcement in the Human Emperor Network. Divine City announcement. Junior Lin Moyu has successfully cleared the special secret realm, the Maple Forest Secret Realm. This secret realm will be permanently closed, and related tasks will be cancelled. Everyone, check the announcement. Someone shouted with all their might, attracting everyone's attention. Everyone checked the announcement and then stood there in a daze, unable to speak. Lin Moyu had actually cleared the special secret realm. The Divine City announcement, shining golden in the virtual world, was so dazzling. Lin Moyu's achievement shocked everyone in the Divine City star domain. A special secret realm had been cleared. Since the opening of the secret realms, many ordinary secret realms had been cleared. But this was the first time a special secret realm had been cleared. Lin Moyu had set a precedent, enough to be recorded in history. In the starry sky outside the secret realm, everyone was in a state of shock, all having the same question in their hearts. How did Lin Moyu do it? The entire starry sky became incredibly silent, and the atmosphere turned somewhat eerie. Until Xiao Sheng's wild laughter broke the silence. Brother Lin, you're amazing. I, Xiao Sheng, am convinced. Cheng Jian Taoist also laughed loudly. I, Cheng Jian, have never been convinced by anyone, but I have to say, Brother Lin, I am convinced. The two of them kept repeating the word, convinced, speaking with genuine admiration. Many people couldn't help but feel the same way. Regardless of Lin Moyu's strength, clearing the secret realm was a solid achievement. It was truly impressive. Many people were looking for Lin Moyu, but they couldn't find him. Where did Lin Moyu go? I didn't see him. Did he not leave the secret realm? That's not right. The secret realm has been cleared and completely closed. Did he leave before us? That's possible. If he comes out now, he'll definitely be surrounded by people and won't be able to leave. The secret realm had indeed closed, and everyone had been forcibly sent out, except for Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu was still in the secret realm, and no exit had appeared around him. He also received the notification of the secret realm's closure, but he received a few more messages than others. Congratulations on completing the first stage of the Maple Forest Secret Realm. Reward: 100 Divine City Merit Points. Congratulations on completing the second stage of the Maple Forest Secret Realm. Reward: 1000 Divine City Merit Points. Congratulations on clearing the Maple Forest Secret Realm. Reward: 1000 Divine City Merit Points. Congratulations on becoming the first person to clear a special secret realm. Reward: 1000 Divine City Merit Points. Your Divine City Merit Points have met the requirements for promotion. You can now undertake the promotion task. For specific information, please check the Human Emperor Network. Lin Moyu's Divine City Merit Points skyrocketed, instantly gaining over 3,000 points. Combined with the blood-red maple leaves he collected in the secret realm, his total Divine City Merit Points were nearly 5,000. His total merit points exceeded 10,000, meeting the requirements for promotion. Now, he was just one promotion task away from becoming an intermediate member. Receiving these rewards, Lin Moyu couldn't help but feel a rare sense of excitement. This harvest is indeed substantial. What others needed hundreds or even thousands of years to achieve, Lin Moyu accomplished in just a few years. 3 ordinary secret realms, 1 special secret realm, plus some additional rewards, directly pushed his Divine City Merit Points to 10,000. What was extremely difficult for others to obtain, Lin Moyu found relatively easy. The space around him distorted, but no exit appeared. Instead, another person appeared in the secret realm. Seeing the newcomer, Lin Moyu cupped his hands in salute. Junior greets Holy Venerable Hao. Holy Venerable Hao nodded slightly. Did you obtain the ancient rune? Lin Moyu nodded. It entered my soul world on its own. He looked at Holy Venerable Hao, wondering if he would ask for the ancient rune. If he did, how should Lin Moyu respond? Handing over the ancient rune? That was impossible. Although the ancient rune was in his soul world, he couldn't control it. It's easy to invite a god but hard to send one away. Even if he wanted to give it away, he couldn't. What if Holy Venerable Hao wanted to see the ancient rune? He couldn't let him into his soul world to see it. Their relationship wasn't that close, and the trust level wasn't there. Holy Venerable Hao examined the secret realm. You must think we value the ancient rune highly. The ancient rune is indeed important, but not to the point of being indispensable. In fact, the secret realm itself is more important than the ancient rune. You obtained the ancient rune, so keep it well. It may be of great use in the future. Moreover, even if I asked you to hand it over now, you couldn't. His words made Lin Moyu breathe a sigh of relief, and he immediately cupped his hands. Thank you, Holy Venerable. Holy Venerable Hao continued to examine the secret realm, seemingly more interested in it than the ancient rune. Tell me the whole process, in detail, without any omissions. Lin Moyu would write a report of his experience in the secret realm and submit it to the secret realm strategy group after leaving. Holy Venerable Hao would naturally see it then. But he came to ask personally, indicating he knew there were things not included in the report. Before Lin Moyu could speak, Holy Venerable Hao raised his hand and pulled a faint red light from the void, turning it into a hair-thin red line that fell into his hand. A faint smell of blood spread, making Lin Moyu feel a chill. The ancient swordsman's blood still remained, hidden so deeply that he hadn't noticed. Holy Venerable Hao looked at Lin Moyu with interest. It seems your experience was quite interesting. Lin Moyu immediately recounted his experience in the secret realm. He spoke in detail, omitting only the part where he entered the time-space passage. He included everything else, including how he used true sight to see the future and narrowly escaped death twice. Holy Venerable Hao listened thoughtfully. He was clearly aware of the ancient powerhouses. The ancient swordsman's blood wasn't limited to just 2 drops, there were likely more in other secret realms. But those drops of blood might not have the same experiences. Lin Moyu had thought about it afterward. The reason for the intense reaction was likely the origin spell. The ancient swordsman had mentioned the power of origin, which should refer to the origin spell. Moreover, in the future scene seen through true sight, the sword that came through the void didn't kill his soul but collected his blood. This indicated that the ancient swordsman wanted to obtain the so-called power of origin through his soul and blood. Lin Moyu could figure this out, and so could Holy Venerable Hao. After a moment of contemplation, Holy Venerable Hao finally spoke, "You handled it well." His tone and expression were serious. It seemed there was something he wanted to say but didn't. Lin Moyu said, "I was lucky to escape this time. I can't be sure if I'll have the same luck if I encounter such a situation again." The implication was clear. If I encounter this again, I might die, but at least let me know why. Lin Moyu was certain that Holy Venerable Hao knew some important information. Seeing his hesitation, Lin Moyu decided to push him to speak. Sure enough, after hearing Lin Moyu's words, Holy Venerable Hao made a decision. "Come with me." He waved his hand, and an incomprehensible rule force enveloped them. The scene changed, and they left the Maple Forest secret realm together.